Hey guys, welcome to issue 27 of the Comics Etc. Chat Show. Today we're going to talk about House and Powers of X.
Bonjour, everybody. How's everybody going today? Good? Hope so. So today we're doing just one review today of a book because I want to talk...
Sorry.
Why?
Nothing.
Because I just want to talk about it. I love it that much. So today we are talking about House of X, Powers of X. There you go. That's in there. You've read it? Most of it?
I need to read it again because it was a while ago. I was doing it in the single.
Oh, I'm spoiling it. There's spoilers.
Maybe put it in the description.
Yeah,
We'll put
there's
spoiler alert.
So there's a reason why there's spoilers too. First of all, I just want to show. Now, I hate when you lose the slipcase.
We know about slipcases. We're not fans.
But look at this. I think it actually looks just as good, if not better.
Yeah, again, we've said it before on other
Look at that.
shows.
That's beautiful. I'm keeping it out of the book slipcase in my bookcase.
But we always give props to people that actually put something on the... Because how annoying is it when it's just a blank book?
Yeah. Okay, so the reason why there's spoilers in this one is because it's going to be hard not to, and it's not your traditional story which has a beginning, middle, and end. So it would be really hard to review this without spoiling some of the story points in it. So what does this book actually do? It is, I would say it's the most important book Marvel has printed in almost as long as I can remember. Like, obviously not, like, I'm not talking as Spider-Man 1 and all that kind of stuff. But it's really important, and it gives me a very similar feel to Age of Apocalypse, where it kind of resets the universe.
Well, it's a setup.
Yeah, it resets the universe, but at the same time, unlike Age of Apocalypse, it doesn't change it back. It leaves it as is, and that's really important. So let's go to the first slide.
Wow.
Starts off with this quote. So the book is littered with quotes that Xavier, Magneto, Moira...
Hickman loves his layouts.
Yeah. And they'll constantly have these pages in the middle which kind of like show you that it's like an important scene. So the book actually starts off with... Next slide, please. Ooh, Xavier. This is Xavier, and these are mutants coming out of a pod. So we start the story current day, and obviously if you've ever read a Marvel comic, this is something you've never seen before, and it's really bizarre. So it kind of works its way back from the... see, that's the thing, it doesn't really, does it? Because
it's a bit of a mix.
It's a mix of everything.
Yeah.
But the status quo is established from the very first page. So this is... You can do the next slide if you want.
Beautiful colouring, whoever did the colouring in this.
Yeah, we discovered that there's some egg-type things where mutants come out of. We also discovered that the Krakoa... How do you say that? You reckon that's right?
Yeah, it's... Where is it written? Krakoa.
Like, the plants are very important as well, so that's what this page is. And that...
Well, you've got that, yeah.
The world's a completely different place where the mutants are living. So... Go to the next slide. Guys, it's such a hard book to review because it's so
Look at those
different.
colours.
So this is Krakoa, where the mutants are now living. We see that there are portals everywhere that mutants can go through and travel. And in this scene here, Jean is delivering mutants to the new... not mountain, what is it? An island. Where new mutants can come instead of being Xavier's mansion. And it's just a completely different, fun, lighthearted feel to it now. And then next slide.
A high pitch.
All right, so this is where I'm going to actually start spoiling it. So when this panel and page, the next two pages came out, Hickman said they are the most important pages in a Marvel comic perhaps ever, and he wasn't kidding. So the spoiler is that this is Moira McTaggart, and this is Xavier reading her mind. And in the second or third issue, we've learned that the human that has been around forever in the Marvel Universe, Moira, is actually a mutant. And her mutant power is resurrection, and she can live a full life. When she dies, she gets reset to her baby form, where she remembers everything that happened. So...
Oh, yeah, now I remember.
Yeah.
And she keeps resetting.
So she keeps resetting. Every time she dies, she goes back and she goes, what was wrong with my life? Let's try to fix it.
Almost like that Tom Cruise movie that they did where he dies, comes back.
And from the comic All You Need Is Kill. Yeah, it's exactly what it is, actually.
Yeah.
So, as a mutant who wants to do the best, you can press the next page if you want. She's learning from each life how to better
That Groundhog
the next
Day.
one. Yeah. So this is her going through. This is like the story of her. Oh, look, I'm a baby again. Wait, I remember everything. Now I've got to wait.
If she gets old and has like a heart attack one. And like,
Yeah. So so far she's lived 10 lives, and
Yeah,
each life
I
is
remember
completely
this now.
different. So it doesn't mean like she lives good lives. At one point, she becomes so annoyed at how bad guys keep winning or the bad stuff keeps happening that she herself goes, screw it, I'm going to side with Apocalypse and become a horseman. Or she decides...
She kills herself in one of them.
Yeah, or she decides I'm going to be an assassin and I'm going to kill someone who killed someone in a previous life and stuff like that. Until she reaches a point where she's like, I'm going to go back and try a whole new tactic and give the information that I've learned with what will work and what won't work for humans and mutants, and I'm going to give it to Xavier and see what happens. So, next one. This is the one where this is a really good scene where she decides to become a horseman of Apocalypse. We don't really see much of these lives. I hope Marvel do a series which kind of tell us a little bit about them.
Flesh it out.
But at the same time, I don't think it's needed as well because it's such a good story.
Make up your mind.
It's just, I want more.
But then you just said you don't.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's human nature, mate. Next page.
Slide.
All right, so the book actually is, I feel it's split in half. So in the first half of the book, we're dealing with the mutants in the future. It's the end of the world, and the mutants in the future are trying to save everybody, including Moira, and she's getting information that she's going to take back. So halfway through the book, it's split very much between modern day and the future affecting the past, just in relation to, Moira is going to go back with that information that she now has in order to save everyone. And there's a master mold near the sun which is going to create all the sentinels in the future that kill everyone that they want to destroy in the past. I know it sounds confusing.
It is confusing,
but it
when you
actually
read it,
isn't.
but-
Did you find it confusing?
I think if I read it again, it wouldn't be as weird.
Yeah.
There is some weird bits, and it's probably because I'm not very used to these characters. Whereas
True,
most
yeah, and
Marvel
I grew up
readers,
with them.
Yeah.
Next page. So, spoiler alert, this is another spoiler. Moira comes back in time and they win. She still doesn't feel that they've won because she knows every history that's happened, bad guys win. So she decides to get a council of mutants together, and this is the council, and decide to make a whole new world of, like a society. Kind of like a cult, but not a cult.
You can't keep saying things and then backtracking.
It's such a unique concept though. Like to set up a whole new society from scratch and try to make it fair for everyone. And we don't know if it will work or if it won't work, but it's interesting to see. So it's basically broken up into 3 segments. So you've got they're all leaders. So I don't know why they've broken it up into segments. I guess we'll find out. Where it's got like Xavier, Magneto, and Apocalypse on one side of the table making decisions. It's got the bad guys like Mystique, Exodus, and Mr. Sinister. It's got Emma with Sebastian Shaw and a mystery third person, and then the X-Men on the other side. And they all come together to make decisions in a council, and they all kind of agree and disagree on stuff. So it's a real democracy, one might say. Next page. This is out of order.
Yeah, I was going to question why you didn't have this set.
I did do it in
slide,
order.
'cause This was a good. I like this.
Yeah,
very
this.
much.
Let's go back to the start a bit. This is the page where Moira actually says to Xavier, "Hey, listen, we've met before many times, and
Yeah.
I'm about to tell you everything. I'm about to tell you something amazing, and everything that you needed to know about mutants."
Yeah,
So
it was
get rid of this page. Oh, okay. So this is also another one that's out of order. So once again, in the future, Moira now knows that every time she dies, she goes back into the past with all the information. So this is a part of one of her lives where she's going, okay, I'm done. I've got all the information I need. Wolverine, kill me so I can go back and take this information back to the past and do something good with it. And so Wolverine kills her.
Yes, that's very fascinating the way you explain that.
I just can't stop. I'm so excited. It's very cold in here today, isn't it? Next page. Stare at you. Okay, so before how we mentioned that.
I actually think this stuff is what made me confused because the whole book, and I think it's still ongoing, has a whole language, doesn't it?
Yep. So as
Is
you
he
can
still
see,
doing that in the? Because I remember it was in the X-Men
he
one.
does.
Yeah.
So because he brings up so many concepts and so many unique things in this book that do require a whole lot of history behind it, instead of leaving it up in the air, he'll explain it straight away. And if he doesn't explain it in storylines, he actually explains it in
charts and lists.
So this one here, he's explaining how Sentinels come around. This one here on the screen is different levels of mutants and why some mutants are more advanced than others. And this is one of the coolest ones you'll see. This is the charts of Moira's life. So they all start in the same place with her birth, and then they show how each
where
different
she
life
dies and what she did to die
goes differently.
Yeah.
So and this is his life. She just dies as a human of a heart attack. And this one, when she comes back, she does something differently. It kind of shows one of the Marvel universe we are used to is pretty much, I think, like
it would have been cool
or
if
something.
they gave this out as a promo poster or
God, it
something.
would have been good. And then it shows down here as she becomes like more annoyed and doesn't know what to do, where she becomes like a horseman of apocalypse. We don't see that in the comic. This is just letting us know that it's happened. And then we go to the comic we're reading right now, where it just leaves it all a mystery because we don't know what's going to happen, and neither does she. But the whole thing is just filled with charts.
And spit now.
This is my copy, it's fine. But the charts are necessary and really good reads. So when you get up to them, you're like, oh, chart, oh, reading, read them because it matters to the story. And he puts it at the exact moment where it matters in the story as well. Next. So once again, like I said, it reaches a point where Xavier, Moira, and Magneto have done such a good job with mutant kind and mutant rights that they just start approaching people, like the bad guys, and saying, hey, everything that we've been fighting for is now done. We're all good. Want to join our side? And they do. So there's a big scene here with Apocalypse where they think Apocalypse is going to be, no, I'm going to destroy all mutants. But Apocalypse actually goes,
Sides
no,
with them.
yeah, this is what I've been wanting my entire life. This is what I've been trying to do. So I'm in. So all mutants are on this island. They're still bad mutants. They're still good mutants. And there's a really clever form of punishment. Do you remember that?
No.
Do you remember the resurrection?
Maybe.
All right, go to the next page. I don't know if I've got it there. So, yep, this is the bad guys joining forces with the X-Men. This is the same page that I had before. Whoopsie doodle. So, as a council, they decide they're going to make 3 main rules for the new Society of Mutants. 1, make more mutants, because a big theme of the book is how the mutants are sick of being killed by the humans, and the death toll of mutants so far is 16 million or billion. Either way, it's too high. Humans, what are you doing? So they decide from now on, make more mutants. The second rule, they decide that it's okay to murder, not okay to, you're still in trouble. Like, you'll still get punished if you kill another mutant, but because it's just the disparity between powers, kill no humans. And the last law is respect the land, because Krakoa is actually a mutant and alive. So don't hurt him, her, it.
Yep.
And the last slide, I think, this is the final page of the comic. Spoiler alert, they end with a society. And as such, the Marvel Universe is reset for another decade, I hope. I hope they continue this for a long time. One of the things I forgot to mention that is really important, I showed the scene at the start with them coming out of an egg. So, you know how in the Marvel Universe everyone dies and comes back every 5 seconds?
Yeah, because it's Marvel.
It's Marvel.
And comics.
They now can get resurrected in a very clever way. So, in this book here, during one of the scenes, Cyclops dies. Cyclops then comes out of an egg and he's reborn. Xavier puts his mind back in him, and it just explains resurrection.
It's like a Kinder Surprise.
Yeah, so I love it. I give it 5 out of 5. I think it's one of the best comics of all time. I think it'll age incredibly, and it's timeless. And do you have anything to add? Because I've been talking non-stop. But I just read it.
I enjoyed it, and I'm going to read it again, and the hardcover is beautiful.
Okay, so yeah, one thing, the hardcover, we have it in stock at the moment. It's $100, so it's a bit expensive, but it does reprint all 12 double-sized issues.
Yeah, they were
plus
big.
Heaps of extras.
Yeah.
And it's oversized as well. So regular size comic.
And they look better because the colouring is amazing and the art is amazing. So get on it.
It's really good. I couldn't recommend it more. If you haven't read it, read it. If you've read it, read it again. If you're a Ribbit reader, read it again while in bed. So
and like and subscribe and
we'll be back
click
with more
that
reviews.
bell.
I like doing reviews again. It's
That's
fun.
great.
I'll let you talk next episode.
Yeah, I'll do one.
See you next episode, guys.
Thank you for watching.
Bye. Bye.